guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are gonna be talking about beans and basically sprouting. First of all, many of you have been asking how to use basically the moth stroke, they call the mung bean as well, the ones that I've been buying myself on Amazon, and the ones obviously few of you bought as well. If you remember, like when we said, I think I did the video in about November, they were £5 a kilo and they said they wouldn't stay. They're now gone up to like £7.64 for 5 kilos, sorry, which is still a really, really good price. And none of you sort of were sure what to do with it. I haven't done any cooking recipes with it as yet to go publish online, but I have cooked with them and they are absolutely yummy. But the point of this video today, we are just gonna talking about basically sprouting, and it's nothing, as I said, I'm not really going to sort of teach you how to do it. It's pretty much really straightforward, but I'm just going to take you a couple of things that I experimented with sprouting. So the first things, first of all, I'm going to bring this to your attention, the moth bean, okay, which again, for some reason is the cheapest bean at the moment, yet nutritionally it's far better than the red kidney bean, and I was really, really surprised. I was doing the research, and amongst many, that the moth bean comes up literally on the top. So I was really, really surprised that for a tiny, tiny little bean, it's got more nutrition than any other bean, and it's so, so cheap still at the moment, considering the prices. Secondly, sprouting, you can sprout anything, any basically beans or peas you can sprout. And the beauty of sprouting, that it basically changes the composition. So technically it becomes more easier for us to digest. So as a preppers, guys, we all, I suppose, stock beans and rice. And it's very important to know, yes, you can boil this, you can eat it, that's absolutely fine. But it will take your body quite a while to digest it. And of course, it's going to take quite a little while to cook, even after soaking. However, having the beans sprouted, that means A, you don't have to waste any electricity or energy whatsoever, and it is still very good for your body. And this is really, I find it's really important as a prepper item, in terms of if you can't like get any fresh things outside, you can't get any fresh produce, or you can't grow outside, to be able to sprout your own is really, really good, because they're literally really high in vitamin C, vitamin B1 and many other vitamins. So to me, it's like, it's a win-win situation. We have beans that we can eat as a bean, and then we can sprout them to make into more nutritious, although slightly less calorific meals. So which is, to me, it's absolutely amazing. So basically, yes, I've done the experiment kind of, and I've sprouted. First of all, I've got the lentils. I've sprouted the black lentils, and they have to be non-split lentils. They have to be whole lentils. And I'm sorry, I've done them at the same time. I thought they would kind of take the same amount of time. But this one is the moth bean, and it's a little bit behind. You can see it has started to sprout, and I've put about 100 grams in there. So literally, basically a handful. And it started to sprout already. It is, I think, common misconception. People think that it's going to take like a couple of days. It takes a bit longer than a couple of days. Those guys were done 4 days ago. And we can see that those ones are pretty much ready to go. And they literally filled up the jar. And the moth bean still needs a couple of days in the dark. But I'm sorry I haven't timed this correctly. If I knew that I would do them differently. But nonetheless, you get the point. And they sprout, and they are very, very good for you. Another thing I wanted to point out too, we did that, sorry, I've bought some dried peas from Tesco's a little while ago, okay? And I wasn't sure, they were 50p for 250 grams. And I wasn't really sure, like, okay, but what to do with them. And one he suggested they are good for actually sprouting. I'm like, okay, let's give that a go. And yes, absolutely. I've soaked them in literally a jar of water, and they have sprouted. I've got the tub here. You can't see that, but literally, it's tiny, tiny bits are coming up now. It's taken a little while. I give them that, but they are growing. And it's really crazy, right? Because to buy a sprouting peas or any peas that you want to grow, it's going to cost you, like, for decent seeds, like £3.50, and you're certainly not going to get 250 grams. I don't know the ability to produce this into the full-grown plant. However, this will be really good to consume as a little shoots, basically pea shoots. However, I am going to make my mission, and I'm going to grow them on and put them in my garden. I'm going to see what success we're going to have with producing basically full-grown plants, and see what peas are going to be produced. I think that'd be a good experiment. Another things, right? As I said, you can pretty much sprout any bean. And butter bean is one of the most expensive beans I think I found to be able to buy to basically stock in your pile. I wanted to grow butter beans and I bought some seeds. I think it was on eBay, and they're not cheap. They're literally, I think I paid about $7.99 for like 20 or 30 seeds. And I just thought to myself, hold on a minute, we can sprout anything, right? In terms of beans and peas. So why can I not buy some butter beans and then sprout the butter beans? So I've quickly cancelled my order on eBay and I've reordered some organic butter beans from Amazon. And again, it was the same price, if maybe like 50p more, but I get the whole kilo. So I'm thinking, okay, let's give them a go. When they arrived, they didn't look particularly healthy and the date on them was really short. So I kind of put the little complaint in. They look a bit sorry looking, because they probably sat there for quite a while anyway. So I thought, okay, well, they're still probably edible, but the moral of the story is let's see if we can sprout them. I've done 2 lots. I've done some that I've soaked in water for about a day, and then I plant them in the soil with something else, and I have them coming up nicely, which is really, really good. So I'm happy. So they do have some sort of a ability to obviously grow, hopefully, into the decent plant. And then I did another option, which is technically, I think, is the easy way. I was trying to see which one works quicker, and so far with the soaking and the soil worked a bit better. It's basically using the kitchen towel, soaking it in water, putting your beans inside, and then put it inside the bag and leave this in a warm place. So I've done this, and I put the senior utility on the boiler, and I can tell you that they have sprouted. So it's a nice big root. So basically that's going to be ready to go into the soil. And yes, though this one is sprouted pretty good and has already got some greenery growing, I'm pretty happy with the results. So basically there's an option for you to do that as well if you choose to. So moral of the story is, guys, you can sprout pretty much anything you want. And the main thing is these moth beans. If you haven't bought some, have a look. I'm sure they're still, I'll put the link on Amazon if they still have them, hopefully for the same price. But basically, I think it's an absolute lifesaver. And as I said, I might do your video, guys, if you want to see the video of how to do this. But it's literally very straightforward. You put your moth bean or lentils in water, you soak them in for a day, you rinse the water, you change the water, you do this again. And then when they start to sprout, you got to change the water a couple of times a day, but you got to keep them in the dark. And literally then they grow into that. So it's pretty much straightforward. So if you do want to see a video of me maybe sprouting different beans as a comparison, or the time it takes to do this, just let me know, comment below. But generally that was kind of literally a brief video just to let you know my experiment, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what you can do too. And knowing that any beans that you guys buy are actually going to be good for not just eating as a bean, but it's extra nutritional when potentially we're going to be lacking certain vitamins. So anyway, hopefully you guys find this video helpful. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, comment if you got any comments and suggestions. I will do another video on microgreens. I've got a batch of them growing at the moment. So otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.